Hey guys, it's Alex over at Laser Everything, and in this next section of videos for the ultimate guide to laser processing, we're going to be covering how to figure out what kind of laser source you're working with. And to keep things simple, we're going to do separate videos for fiber, UV, CO2 RF tubes, CO2 glass tubes, and diode laser modules. Let's dive in and take a deeper look at diode laser modules. Luckily, this is going to be another short episode. Most diode laser modules are easily visible and accessible as part of the main unit. Typically, they're wired up as part of the main frame along the x-axis, and they're large and fairly easy to locate. In all my time working with diode lasers, I've never seen one where the module isn't clearly marked. Let's take a closer look at this one right here from Xtool. We can see this is the MD1 Pro L10 with a wavelength of 455 nanometers. Handily, it also provides us with the input voltage and current of the laser module. This is 24 volts, 1.8 amps, and it has an output power of 10 watts. Here are some more examples from a different company. These laser modules are from Ortur, and we see the LU2-4LF here with a focal length of 50 millimeters, which is very handy. We can also see the maximum input of the laser diode and laser module, and finally maximum luminous power, which is a common way to refer to the output power of a laser, as 5,500 milliwatts or 5.5 watts. Very convenient that all of these modules are labeled in a similar way, so it's pretty easy at a glance to just take a look and see what the output power is going to be. Things are pretty consistent across generations too. Here is the Ortur LU3-20A from the Ortur R2, which just released, and this is a 20 watt diode module. You can see here 20,000 milliwatts, that's just 20 watts. And we can keep going. We've got the module from the Algo Pixie here, and this is listed as 10 watts optical power. We've got a clear model here, and if we take a look at the We Create Vision, same thing. We've got a clearly labeled 40 watt laser power here, along with a focal length. One of the very old LU2-2 modules with a 50 millimeter focal length and 1.6 watts of power. Here's the LU2-10A, which is a standby. That's a 10 watt diode laser module. This came out for both the Offero Laser 2 and the Laser Master 3. And even the lowly Atezer with a very small label does list the output power here. You can see laser power 10 to 11 watts, and it even gives us a model number. If you have a Galvo diode, fear not. Most of the high quality Galvo diode lasers, like in this example, the Xtool F1, provide you with a model number, the wavelength, input power, and wattage as well. Another great example of that here is the We Create Lumos. We have the model LG2403, and you can see right here we have a 3 watt / 10 watt, which of course is in reference to the 3 watt IR module and the 10 watt diode module. No matter what kind of laser module you're looking at or who you purchased it from, there's almost always a label that details the specifics about the module that you need to know in order to use it effectively. And luckily, because it's not as complicated as something like a fiber or UV laser, you simply don't have to worry about things like frequency and pulse width when trying to determine what you have. Generally, a wattage is sufficient enough. Spot size helps, but it isn't always clearly listed, and you might have to do a little bit of further testing in order to discern that. The information is readily available in this case, guys. You shouldn't have to do any deep digging in order to ascertain what kind of module your laser is using when you're working with a diode laser. Of course, if you have any questions and you can't find this information, I doubt opening the machine is going to give you any further information, so I would probably advise against that. What I would do instead is reach out to your manufacturer and ask for the information you need in order to successfully execute whatever you're trying to get done. As of recording this episode, we don't currently have a database for different types of diode laser modules, but that is something we're looking to have in the future for you. So keep an eye on makearmy.io, because we would really like to get a comprehensive collection of information on these diode modules as we move into the future. That's all for now. There's a lot more to discuss as far as what's going on inside of this machine, but We're going to save that for a little later on in the guide when we do our basic laser anatomy video. So if you're curious about what everything does, hang on. That video should be coming at you in at most a month or two when we get a little bit further along in the course and we've got our machine operational. So we'll swing back around to that later. For now though, guys, I think that's it. That should be everything you need in order to get the basic information about your laser source that we're going to need when we move on to installing and configuring Lightburn. I hope you found that helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.